morning, guys. It is Saturday, the day before Mother's Day, and I am working in my garden. What we did was we paid a neighbor to come on over here and dig out this whole area along here to the end of the fence. And then we got some gopher wire and we laid it down. We had enough to go to right there, and then I had some small chicken wire that I laid down at the very end. And now what we're doing is we're taking all this dirt that we pulled out and we're sifting it like the other stuff that I had done, so that the soil will be more loamy, less rocky, making sure that there's no cat poop in it, which I've already run across. But mostly I've run across it because it's piled right here now, and he's like, place to poop, I shall poop right here. So that's what we're doing right now. Today's the day of sifting out this dirt, filling that all back in, putting in my garden soil that I have, and mixing it through with this. And then, what else? I think I'm going to throw in, garden soil, and I have some spent coffee grounds that I save for that, and mix it on through there, and throw some. I watched a video from, hold on 2 seconds. I watched a video from, whoa, dude. Off Grid with Doug and Stacy, and they were showing how they take bird netting and they put it on top of the bed to stop the cats, which is a big issue for me right now. So I still have to put the gopher wire on the bottom. That's a real pain in the butt. And then on the top, cat netting. So it's not bird netting, it's cat netting. So what they do is they take the bird netting and they lay it on top, and then they put something in the center of the bed, and then they just make it loose, cut it wide enough so that they can kind of make it loose and attach it, and then raise it up so that the plants can grow underneath. Or I could cut around the plants. We'll see. But it is something that as soon as the cats start going into it, it just no, they don't want to do it. So I'm game for that, and it wasn't too expensive for the bird netting. How much was it? $40 for both of them? So I have two, how long are they? 50 feet? 4 foot by 50 feet long rolls of bird netting, and I think my husband said he paid like 40 or 50 bucks for it. Something like that. So 40 to 60. That's a big range. Okay. Anyway, still not bad for being able to have a good garden, but if I'm not able to finish sifting this stuff out, I'm going to take it and just lay it over the top of it and set some rocks on it so to keep the cats from continuing to poop in it. Because I ran across a couple of fresh ones while I was sifting it through, and then my glove is now needing to go in the washer. 2 of my gloves is now needing to go in the washer. Well, actually, one of them is a disposable glove, so I can throw that one away, but yeah. So that's what we're doing today. I'm getting the party started here. Gonna get some gardening going. And I already started them in the little pods, the little round things that you add water to. I don't know what they're called, they're pods. And they have like a little hole in the middle, and you put your seed in there, and then you put the lid on top and let it act like a greenhouse and let it grow. So I have 36 plants going right now. I'm gonna get the others going. Like I said, late in the season, but we're in California, I don't get my first frost until probably November, so I have at least until November. So, yeah, it stays pretty warm here until, it's like one day it's like blistering hot, and the next day or even that night, we'll have a hard frost and we'll be like, ooh, okay, everything's all dead. Guess it's time. So take advantage of the time that I have. Yes. So anyway, that is about it right now. I just wanted to update you and let you know that I'm making some progress out here. And actually, my neighbor came and we're paying him to do the digging part because my husband has artificial hips and he needs a new hip. And until he has insurance, that hip is not going to happen. So it really causes a great deal of pain. And I have my neck and my back and my fibromyalgia. So, but I am doing digging and sifting the dirt and moving the wheelbarrow all over and dumping it into the area. So it's, you know, not that I'm not working. And I think that if I do the stuff, that it's going to help at some point, you know, kind of build the muscles. I'm just trying not to overdo it, or it sets me back a little bit further. So, and since I have gained a ton of weight, I started gaining it before the whole COVID thing. So I'm not gonna blame it on COVID or being the shelter in place. I'm not gonna blame it on that. I'm gonna blame it on my lazy butt sitting down. That's what. So yeah, I put on quite a bit of weight. I'm sure you guys can tell. It's really shows in my face and it really shows in my butt. Not that you're looking at that. So yeah, that's about it. So anyway, when I get all the dirt back in there and I mix the other dirt with it, then I'll show you what I got going on next. And I'm going to show you about that bird netting too, because I was like, that is a darn good idea, you know? The first thing I did was I got the idea from Appalachia's Homestead, and she took like those disposable plastic forks, and I get them from the Dollar Tree. They're pretty cheap. I even got the clear ones, so it didn't look too bad. And I just put it all over the place in my raised beds. People were like, what's up with the forks? That's kind of weird. Like, yeah, well, it keeps the cats out, so I'm okay with weird. And it did work. It worked very well. But the nice thing about the bird netting is if I don't do the cutting, I can reuse it several times. After several seasons, I can just roll it up, bring it out for the next season, start all over again. So I might like that one. And I think it seems like it's going to work a little bit better, you know, like just roll it out, secure it, and go about my business. Because the fork thing was different. Yeah. You can't put the forks in until afterwards, and yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's a little different. And then in some ways I used sporks that I got from the school. Those didn't last as long, like they're thinner and not as high a quality even of the dollar store plastic forks. So they ended up, like, if I went to move it or accidentally bumped it with something, it would break. So it was still sticking up. The bottom part of it was still sticking up out of the dirt, and the cats still were like, oh, nope, I can't poop there. But yeah, so this is my new adventure, and I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to put my apple tree. I actually think I'm going to put it, let me look. I actually think I'm going to put my apple tree at this end of the yard, like right at the end of that dirt pile right there. Possibly, I before I had this table that I'm sitting at was further up, like kind of close to that. Maybe up closer to the mint, near the end of the mint, something like that, because I have the, actually in reality, that where that nectarine is would have been the perfect place for the apple, but it was already on the ground by the time I bought the apple, and I didn't think that went through, because the apple turns out it's pretty darn big, but a nectarine can be pretty big too, so we'll see. I'm doing a lot of the stuff growing along the fence, I got my grapes are busting out and doing great. They're just gangbusters right now. They're very happy. Everything that I've stuck in the ground over here is doing very well. That is why I am doing that. Everything over here is happy and it's in the ground. But if it's in a pot, it's kind of eh. I put in at the very beginning of the season of the spring, I put in a whole ton of flower seeds, and only thing that has come up is the sunflowers, which is weird. I put in marigolds and zinnias and all kinds of stuff along here, and all I've gotten is weeds and sunflowers. The pansies is a little bit different. Those came up. I have had those seeds in there for a while. So, yeah. It's going to be awesome. It's just taking a minute. This came from very, very compromised soil. And this whole area was very compromised. So it's come a really long way. It's just been sort of on the uphill side. So, yeah. All right. Okay, so the guy is back for the dirt. So I will talk to you later. Love you guys. God bless.